From what I read in a bunch of different places, you were swindling old people out of their money. You were a con man. You're not an angel. So let's not about this. You're no angel. You have a criminal past. You've been a criminal. I'm not going to say you're a career criminal, but you've been a criminal. And that's just let's call a spade a spade.
I've never been swindling anybody out of money in my life.
Okay. Well,
but with all the publicity that
you went to jail for mail fraud.
You can have all sorts.
Did you not go to jail for mail fraud?
In that case, I did because of all the publicity they could have. All right.
So everything that got thrown on you. So all right. So you're going to contend.
I couldn't defend myself with all the Tylenol publicity.
You were wanted for mail fraud before the Tylenol. You were wanted. That's why you left.
That's right. I was.
So you left Kansas City. You were the prime suspect in a grisly murder.
60 people stood up on the jury panel. They asked them how many knew me without ever being introduced. All but 3 raised a hand.
You were guilty of mail fraud. You were found guilty of mail fraud, but you're saying that you weren't guilty.
By a jury that all knew me and were exposed to the publicity, yes.
You also wrote a letter of extortion, and you wrote a letter threatening to assassinate the president.
No, I never threatened to assassinate the president.
This is a picture you drew the FBI. This is the picture you drew to show them how someone might put cyanide into in a capsule of Tylenol. There's also a weird case that happened in 1978 with Raymond West, who was your former boss.
He was not my former boss.
He wasn't? You didn't work for him? No. You weren't his accountant. You were his accountant,
right.
Correct? Sorry about that. I can get things wrong, but I got enough of it right. Who ended up dead in his attic. And you were the prime suspect as the guy who did that, who killed him, who murdered him.
Well, first of all, Benita Peterson, the medical examiner, testified in court that there was no cause of death. Secondly,
no cause of death.
For 2 weeks, he was under the lock and key.
So there was no homicide, she said? There was no homicide.
There was no homicide.
But the guy was dismembered and stuffed in a plastic bag in his attic. How does somebody dismember themselves and stuff themselves in a plastic bag? You got, come on. I mean, they might have not found a cause of death.
Why don't you ask the police that went
in and out of that house? If you found a dead body in a
weeks.
plastic bag, dismembered, arms cut off, wouldn't you think there was a homicide? Wouldn't anybody reasonable think there was a homicide? Now, you can say the coroner said I couldn't prove what killed him.
Well, you just named somebody that does it all the time. You go to pathology labs and you see bodies that are chopped up inside there.
So it's not...
Now, you're going to accuse a pathologist of being a homicidal maniac?